It's day 30, July 18th. It's a rest day. We've been doing pretty much nothing today so far. Don did get a haircut. We want to see. Look at that. How pretty he is. He is a pretty man. And now we ran out of Canadian cash, so we're gonna go exchange some American cash for some Canadian cash, and then hopefully on to an appointment to get tires for that blue bike. That's what we're doing. We'll be back later. Ride on. Say ride on.
Ride on.
Crossroads Tap-In Kitchen for lunch. Prince George, British Columbia. It was good. Right on. We're here at Prince George Motorsports. Looks like they have all kind of motorsports. This is my place to get tires. Hopefully they're here and can do it today. Otherwise, we'll have to stay another day, which is not really what we want to do, but we're going to go find out. There's my wife. In the bike shop. Somebody got him a new one. Yep. They got it all. Look at the old style Wave Runner. Didn't know they made those anymore. Stand-up kind. They're taking my bike in, and tires should be in a little bit later today, so we should be able to leave here tomorrow. Right on. We're on a rest day here in Prince George while my bike is in the shop with these two. Talking about our trip, I thought I would, just for the people that have not followed the entire trip, just a brief summary. We left on June the 19th, rode up through the United States, through about 8 states, crossed over the Canadian border in Montana at Sweetgrass, and then up through Canada, Alberta, British Columbia, and the Yukon into Alaska. We spent about 7 days in and around Alaska, and then started our way back down through Canada, which is where we are now. We're right back in British Columbia, in Prince George, which is the capital of British Columbia. But while we're here, I came up, since I'm the host, I came up with a few questions that I wanted to run by these guys and get their perspective on how the trip's been so far. So obviously we've been on the road for 5 weeks, 4 weeks into our 5th week, and so far I wanted to ask you first, what made you decide to do this trip? We'll start with Don.
Well, I mean, I love to travel. I love to see the U.S. and there's a lot I hadn't seen, which included the Montana and a lot of the states that we went through, and obviously Canada and Alaska. So this was to me, it was a once in a lifetime opportunity to actually see that and make that happen.
What about you, Nisi? She's holding our map.
It was suggested that we take a trip to Alaska and how epic it would be. And I like to ride, and that was a way to get Barry to ride more than 200 miles and say, that's enough. So I the more I watched the videos and saw the spectacular scenery and everything that we would go and do and ride, I just decided, okay, we're gonna do this. So Barry, you need to tell them you're quitting.
That I'm quitting?
You were
Retiring.
quitting. You were quitting.
Oh, okay, retiring, gotcha. All right.
So it's
So here we are. All right, cool. Next question. What is your favorite part of the trip and your least favorite so far?
my favorite part is riding. I like to ride.
Never a question about that.
And the least favorite part is riding in the rain, the hail, and the 60-mile-an-hour winds.
No
So
doubt.
my favorite and least favorite are the same.
Riding and riding, just the conditions different. Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Don?
I think my favorite parts were Valdez. Never been there. Just by the ocean in Alaska. It was just an incredible place. And I think the other one was what surprised me the most, which was Canada. You know, we talk about
Yeah.
going to Alaska, and they say, well, it's going to take a week to get through Canada. But what they don't say is how beautiful Canada is.
I
It's
agree.
just as beautiful as Alaska. And
Yeah.
it's amazing. Least
I agree.
favorite part was let me see, from Whitehorse to Tok on the Alaska Highway. That was a rough roads, rough ride.
Yeah.
So
No
that's
doubt.
probably the least favorite part of the trip. Everything
No
else has
doubt.
been great.
Awesome. Okay, at this point, knowing what you know now, is there anything you would have done differently?
We could have left the extra helmet and the camping gear at home and so far we could have left the camping gear at home. Hopefully that stays the same, but just nothing really. I mean, I would have made sure I had a battery and chain and all the things that
A
we
little bit better
wasted
service.
days because we had to do stuff to the bikes. I mean, we've been to 4 shops on this trip, and we may have to go to another if I need tires. So that's probably 4 or 5 days that, but it was nice just to see the towns that we ended up in and the people that helped us. That was great.
You remember the question?
No.
At this point, is there anything you would have done differently?
I think the only thing, I mean, we all did a lot of planning. So I feel really good about 90% of the planning. in
You
terms of
two
what
did
we
a lot of
and I did.
planning.
Yeah. I would have started with brand new tires. I had 6,000 miles on the bike, which was the original tires on it. I think if I had new tires when I started, I probably could have done the whole thing with one set of tires. But if that's all it is, then I think that's great.
Well, your bike's been solid
Yeah,
so far mechanically.
yeah. Knock on wood.
Yeah. All right. Just a couple more. Has it been what you expected?
Better than I expected, even after watching the videos, because even as we take pictures and we take videos ourselves, we know by looking at those videos, it does not show, and you can't grasp
Can't.
what you're actually looking at with your own eyes. It's like
Not-
going to the Grand Canyon and
not
trying
with
to
a
take
picture.
a picture. Yeah, it's just amazing.
What was
Do you remember the question? Has it been what you expected?
The roads have been in some places have been worse than I expected. I thought, at home you go through construction. It's nothing like construction up here.
Right.
And so there's, some tense moments.
You can wait 30 minutes on a pilot car.
Right, and a swarm of mosquitoes that will carry you off.
Yeah.
And the mosquitoes and the gravel. The deep gravel that I didn't expect, deep gravel, trying to make that bike go 5 miles an hour in deep gravel.
Right. Okay, just a couple more.
We said that before.
If a just a couple more. If a friend wanted to do this trip, what would be your number one recommendation?
Number one, do it with some others, some friends, but you make sure you're compatible with those friends. Unlike these two. No, that's really important. And you got to go
I
into it
agree.
with the right attitude in terms of the trip, and it's not just you on the trip. It's
It's a big deal.
3 or 4 people. It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. What would you recommend?
Just know somebody's got to be in charge, and it's me. No, just if when you go, make sure it's somebody that you want to spend time with, and that
Lot
you
of
can
time.
spend time with, and they can tell you which way the elevator is when you walk out the motel door. If you're lucky enough to have an elevator.
Well, yeah, staying in a different room tonight, you forget which way to get up and head to the bathroom and where the light switch is and all that. It's crazy. All right, last question. Would you do it again?
Absolutely. I'd like to see actually more of Canada
Yeah.
now that I've seen it.
Yeah. Would you do it on a bike again?
I don't know. Depends on when. At my age, I may be the chase vehicle.
Would you do it again
Yeah, I'd do it again, but I'd
on a bike?
on a bike, but I would try to take something besides the Alaska Highway to see something different, because a lot of the Alaska Highway is a road you can see for 10 miles down the road, and you just got to be watching the ditches for bears and moose and whatever else is out there. And so I'd like to, see some other roads.
Yeah.
And we plan to, but the wildfires pretty much got us, so
Yeah.
we may come back when they don't have wildfires.
Okay. That's all we have for now. If anybody has any other questions that you'd like to send in to us after we post this, feel free to do so, and we may do another one and we'll answer your questions. Right on.
Right on.
Okay, we're back at the room, and they were able to get my tires. Brand new rubber. A little bit different than what I had on here. It's not the exact tire that I wanted, but it's new tires. So same brand, but a little bit different tread. But they should be good. We are done for today, I think. It's about 7:30. We went to Taco Tuesday, a place called Taco Del Mar. It was pretty good. Pretty good. It was no fiesta, but it was pretty good. All right, stay tuned for tomorrow. It should be pretty good. Headed to Jasper and then Banff. It's supposed to be a really nice area. We will be back tomorrow. Right on.